playing your absolutely last show in Denmark ever today.
Yeah.
And well, this breakup thing, I wanna hear your thoughts about it, because from the outside it kind of seems like it's been a little bit. It seems planned, very planned, like almost choreographed.
It is planned. What do you mean? Like, it's not like an abrupt breakup. We weren't like fuck you, we hate each other, and like stormed off stage. Like, it was very planned. I mean, the only other way to do it would have been to do the tour and then say we're breaking up, and then you kind of have to do another one, almost, you know. So it like doubles your time, and I just want to move forward. Like, I don't really like the idea. I already hate that. I would rather almost just say, hey, we're breaking up, and then never play a show, because it's easier. But when you say that you're breaking up, it's like we had a girlfriend and you told everybody and all your friends that we're going to break up in like a year and a half. Like, that's really weird. So then like you're hanging out with them and they know that you're going to break up. It's strange. But yeah, I mean, I don't like the whole like parade aspect of the tour now. Like, I don't like the fact that there's like this element of like, oh, we're just saying bye to everybody and we're like on parade forever. Like, I still like want to feel like we're aggressively playing, and we're playing like it's, you know, we have some intent behind it. And the intent for me isn't to just go around on a float saying bye to people. Like, I'm still aggressively playing our record. So it doesn't change the way I play the shows. It just annoys me to have to answer questions about a breakup and have to no really, and I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean, it's annoying because it has taken our record and changed the context of it, when the record to me has nothing to do with our breakup. Like, what it's about has nothing to do with our breakup. The name of the record has nothing to do with our breakup, all that stuff. So now all these people have just pushed all that onto it, and every show now, like I said, instead of being like an aggression and, you know, moving forward type of energy, it's kind of like a waving goodbye mixture of energy too, and that is sometimes just a little bit annoying after a while, you know?
Let's focus on the future then. What's going on? What's going to be the next move for you?
I would never tell you that.
No. Thanks.
I know what I'm doing, like way down the line, like years and years down the line. I'm like a very, very like thought out, you know, I know what the second, third, fourth next thing I'm going to do is, you know, so like even with like the Black Queen record, like we were working on that like 3-4 years before it came out. Kill Every Kill, we were working on years before it came out. Dillinger records take a long time, so everything I'm doing is already in process, you know, for anything that I would do after this band, but I would never say what that is. The only thing I can say for sure is that right now that the other band that I'm in, the Black Queen, is working on an EP, and that EP will either come out at the end of this year or the very beginning of next year.
Now that you're breaking up, what legacy do you think you'll leave behind?
The thing I'm most proud of is being artistically honest. Like, we were really honest the whole time. Like, we never really like kind of planned or calculated any type of like game plan for our band. We were never like, okay, we're gonna do this to get bigger, we're gonna make these kinds of songs, or we're gonna do this kind of thing. It was always very, very, very transparent, like every time we made music, and I'm really happy that we stayed together long enough to use the band as a vehicle for us to like work through a lot of different things within ourselves psychologically, as well as it was like a creative incubator for us. Like, it was kind of like a really long art school, like being in Dillinger. Like, it gave us a form for all these different ideas and things that, you know, we're really blessed to be able to have. And I think the reason really that we're breaking up is because we've kind of taken that form as far as we can, I think, without the ideas like getting so far out that it's no longer the same band. So I'm really happy that we just stuck it out, you know, and I think our legacy of kind of just being artistically honest and free is the thing that I'm the most proud of.
Do you think Dillinger were ever almost on the verge of being like a crossover major breakthrough band?
I mean, when we were around the time of Miss Machine, there were a lot of people talking to us about like, you guys are going to be like the next System of a Down, or like the next like Slipknot. When like all those heavy bands were getting really, really big, like for some reason, I think maybe because we had done the System of a Down tour, and because, you know, Mastodon had just signed to Warner Brothers, and like, you know, all these other bands were getting huge. Like Avenged Sevenfold got really big out of nowhere, and like I just think people just kept saying that we were going to be it, and then I think we're just too weird. We're not, you know, like if we write a song like Black Bubblegum and that song were to be a giant hit on the radio, I would say 90% of the people that would come through the door would probably walk back out the door, like once they get in, you know. So our fan base is really special because everyone that's in there somehow has the ability to tolerate or even be into everything that we do, and that's really, really, for a band like us, rare. And I feel more stable because of that, because that means they're an actual fan of you, not just a fan of a song, or waiting around for you to play your hit at the end of the show, or they're not like a fan of a scene, they're a fan of you. So there's more stability in that. You know, we know that we could play a show and our fans will be there because they're actual fans of us, you know. So I kind of, yeah, there's definitely been times along the way where people have kind of tried to throw that idea at us of us getting to be like some big crossover band, but I'm almost happy that it never did happen, because I think what comes with that can ruin you a little bit too. You know, it's like if you accidentally have some huge hit, you're trapped by it. You know, look what Creep to Radiohead, it really messed with them for a long time. You know, they tried to avoid it for a long time, just recently started playing it again, you know.
Do you think any bands ever took influence from you guys? Like, can you see your footprint in other bands now?
It's hard because I don't really listen to music that is people would say is influenced by us. You know, like I don't really like people screaming at me for the most part. Like I scream enough at people. I don't need to have people scream at me. So I don't know, but I do know that bands come up to us all the time when we're on tour and say, "Oh my God," or you know, we wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you guys. Or we started playing together, you know, because I put an ad in the paper that said I need a guitar player or a singer or a drummer that, you know, who plays like the Dillinger Escape Plan or something. And that's always really cool, especially when those bands have like now are like bands that have their own fan bases and like are successful. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but the older we get, the more it happens, and the more I'm just like, God, I'm getting old, you know. That's all I think. I don't think I'm so grateful. I think, fuck, I'm old.
Okay, so playing or doing it live, playing live is your thing, right?
Yeah.
So what's been the best song to play live on this tour or throughout your career or stuff?
Right now, I'm really happy with the song we have called Surrogate on the new record, and then there's another song we have called Happiness is a Smile. And those songs, I don't know why, I really, really like them physically live, and I feel like lyrically they're really like raw songs for me, so it's very easy for me to get into them because they're thematically really, really, really to the point. I mean, maybe not to outsiders, but they are to me, like very to the point of things that I'm currently still dealing with in my life. So when we play them, they're still fresh. Whereas like when we play an old song like Panasonic Youth, it's like the physical energy's there, but I no longer have any real connection to the lyrics. So those two, I would say.
So, one last question about the breakup, even though you know.
It's okay. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, of course. But I just want to know, it's maybe a little bit personal, but are you gonna miss it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're all gonna miss it. Every day we talk about how much we're gonna miss it. Like we talk about it every day. Like when we play together, I love playing, like I love singing, I love performing, like in any capacity. In every band I've ever done it in, I love doing it. But this band, there's something there that will never exist in any other band we ever do, which is the fact that some of us came from almost children. Like we were, 21, you're basically a baby, So you go from 21 to adulthood, you only do that one time in your life, So we went through all this stuff together. And to be able to say that, oh my God, you remember we wrote this song 12 years ago, 13 years ago, 14 years ago, and when we were basically children, we had no idea any of this was going to happen. We thought we were only going to be a band for a year, maybe 2 years. That's never going to happen again. Like I could have 10 bands between now and the time I die, and that specific thing of just growing from being a child to an adult in that way with people and like going through all your bullshit together, and like that's never going to happen again. So when we play the songs live, it's not just being into the music, it's really being aware of how special the relationship is between us and our fan base, and just things that we could have never predicted, So yeah, we're definitely all going to miss it, but I think doing something just because you enjoy it, even though that's what people say, like do what you love, I think when it comes to art, I think the last thing we would want to do is become just like just dragging something around just because we like it. Seems weird to me. Like I'm more motivated by creating things that are relevant to my current time. And if we see that we need a break from each other because we're starting to go in different directions, then it makes more sense to do that than to just keep it together so that we can go out and play 43% burnt for the 3,000th time together,
Okay, so last question, not directly about you, but recently you toured a little bit with Soundgarden. So, and of course, you were touring with Soundgarden when Chris Cornell passed away,
Yes.
which obviously must have been tragic for everyone involved. But
Yeah.
I wanted to know if you could share maybe like a positive memory about Chris Cornell, or what will you remember him for, or something like that.
I mean, Chris to me was a huge inspiration. Like, I bawled like when I found out he died. Like, I will never forget what I was doing. Like, I will never forget the following 24 hours. Like, I really had a hard time with it. Like, not just because he was like a huge vocal inspiration, but because I understand the level, you know, having really high anxiety and what it does to you, and the resulting depression that comes from not being able to conquer it, just being on medication for anxiety, all those things I've dealt with. So like when I see someone that is outwardly that successful and seems to me to be a beacon of everything you could ever strive for, you know, as a singer, creatively, you know, as far as being in good health and good voice, and to know that even that, you know, having a beautiful family, everything, even that wasn't enough to keep him from feeling whatever he was feeling inside, that was like really tragic to me. Not just the loss of someone I looked up to vocally or musically, but the just human reality of the how deep the void is for some people, you know, that are looking into it. But positive memory, I mean, they changed a lot for me. When I was young, I was really into like faster music, like thrash and just anything with tons of energy, speed metal, thrash metal, hardcore, punk rock, anything. And I went to Lollapalooza and I saw Soundgarden, and that was the first time I had heard them, but I didn't really pay attention. I was like, oh, it's not fast and aggressive enough, you know. It was like 10 or 9 or something. And I saw Soundgarden, and they were basically just playing doom riffs, you know, and like the sun was setting, and it was just kind of like the perfect time of day, and like almost raining but not, and there, you know, there's Soundgarden playing doom riffs with this guy just wailing over top of it, and it just like blew my mind. Like, I thought I was super into basically the opposite of that, which is play as fast as you can, and seeing that really changed my whole trajectory in a lot of ways as far as heavy music goes. So I think that'll always be my strongest, you know, memory of them, was the first time I ever saw them. And then obviously being on tour with him was like a dream, but we didn't encounter him very much on tour. He comes pretty much at the last minute, plays, and then gets out of there, you know.